boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick, boom.
We can move it underground, bro. We can toss it all around, Joe.
Convert another first down and goal.
We're gonna take it all the way.
Chick, boom, chick, boom, chick.
We can start turning up the sound, yo. Another Tuesday round, slow.
Are you ready for the
Nick Brown Show?
Ready for the Nick Brown Show.
I'm ready for the Nick Brown Show.
Can you dig it?
Boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Coach Nick Brown Show, live here from the pizzeria, brought to you, as always, by Steve Waters and Sabine State Bank. This is going to be a fun one tonight. Lots of stuff to talk about. I mean, just what a game Friday night. We're going to start welcoming everybody here with our pizza of the night. We've got, as usual, we have our Meat Lovers Pizza Coach Special with the Larry Pierce edition of the jalapenos. For our different thing tonight, I decided to highlight something a little different, and that's going to be some chicken wings here, because you can get chicken wings here from the pizzeria, and they're very good. On this side, we have a sweet Thai chili wing, and on the other side, in observance of the big comeback Sunday night, we have some buffalo sauce chicken wings. So it was so. Chris Wallington, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to have to say? I mean, I know you're still sitting here stunned.
The coach, just tell them what you. If you tell them, I'm going to believe it.
Okay. Well, so the new favorite song at my house, my three girls' new favorite song is the Coach Brown Show intro song, and it's been played more at my house over the last 2 weeks than any Taylor Swift song that's out there. And so when I walk in the house on Tuesdays, my kids know that that's Coach's show night. So as soon as I hit the door, all I hear is my three little girls, boom, chick, boom, chick. That's all I hear. They're probably doing it right now.
Hear that, Taylor?
Yeah.
In one household,
I'm number one.
At least, well, yeah.
That makes my day. So, yeah, that's the state rests.
Oh, well, very good. I tell you what, I mean, that's just tremendous news.
Yep.
We're going to hear from Sabine State Bank and Pizzeria. When we come back, we'll get right to it with the ball game from last Friday.
So what do you get with Sabine State Bank? Well, Steve Waters and his staff, they know you. They know you by name. And they celebrate the successes when they finance your dreams. But Sabine State Bank is also a fully modern bank with 24-hour online access to your accounts and services ranging from teller services to some of banking's more complicated things. Looking for a place to grow? It's Sabine State Bank. So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center.
Here we are, everybody, to talk a little bit about last week's ball game and to show you a little of last week's ball game. We were picked to win, and I thought we'd win. Mm-hmm. And someone asked me, a student, what's the score going to be tonight? And I said, I think Spring Hill's a little overlooked. I think we're going to win, but I think it'll be a game. I was wrong.
Yeah.
After about a third of the way through the first quarter, you could kind of see the writing on the wall, or at least we could. Could you? I mean, from like the start.
Well, so after that first kickoff, and then they scored immediately after on the first drive, like, okay, we're in for a game. Mm-hmm. Which, to be honest with you, in pre-district, especially in the district that we're in,
right,
you want to have some of those games
yes,
where you have to come from behind or where it's competitive and your guys are having to play 4 quarters because, you know, October 10th and October 31st for sure, it's going to be a dogfight.
Yeah.
And so we want to make sure our guys are prepared for that. But, yeah, I think once we got into halftime, I think we're up 35-7 at the half.
Yeah.
You know, the big message to the kids was this, like, hey, we're still coming out strong at 0-0, and then let's see what we can, you know, keep working on stuff and keep getting better, have a really good third quarter, and then we'll go from there. And I think we did a really good job of that. But
You know, I had said, I think during the show and then also during pregame, I thought schematically our defense is very well equipped to deal with that style of offense. But and certainly it was. But I think it's the execution that the guys had on the defensive side of the ball. Almost every one of them.
Yeah. And the biggest – I don't mean to cut you
No,
off.
no, that's okay. Go ahead.
So the biggest thing when you play an option offense like that is it's very unorthodox. That's why a lot of teams run it. When I was at Diamond Hill, we ran the flex bone because our fastest kid ran a 4.9.
Right.
And so we had to find something that we could do to keep teams honest. And if with the way that Coach Hub coached them up this week, basically everyone on the field had an assignment. You had a target. So if your target was the fullback, that's all you went to. You didn't worry about anything else. We had guys who were assigned to the quarterback, tailback, or the fullback, and then the two what they call B-backs, the pitch guys, right? And so that was really, it was all about, we didn't even practice with the ball this week on defense. We just showed them the motions. We ran plays without a ball, so they couldn't try and find the ball. They had to follow and run to their cues.
Wow, that's good. Yeah.
And it helps that Coach Hub is very well versed in defending that offense because like half the teams he played in Oklahoma run that offense.
Yeah. Cool. It's like Gene Hackman and Hoosiers, right? We'll go practice. We're going to run plays without the football.
Yeah, same time to do it.
Cool.
It threw the kids off the first day, but then they got used to it. Yeah.
But again, they had the opening kickoff or the kickoff response to our drive and go down and scored. But then a handful of other plays where they were able to get stuff off. But for the most part, it was a complete domination on the defensive side.
Yeah, I think they ended the night with under 100 yards of total offense.
Wow.
And it was a very good showing by our defense. Played very fast. They played very disciplined, and they executed the game plan almost perfectly.
Yes. And then offensively, when I was reviewing some of the clips, there was one play. There were about 3 or 4 plays where the runner was not touched. Not touched.
Yep. So that was a big point of emphasis for us this week on our guys. We did a really good job up front week 1, and so obviously we want to keep getting better. But our goal, we missed some second-level blocks.
Yes.
We were very good at the point of attack, but then getting off of those combo blocks, getting up to that second level, blocking linebackers to really spring our running backs.
Yes.
That's something that was a big focal point for us last week, and I think this week our guys showed a great deal of getting up to the second level. We even had one play where our backside tackle was all the way up on a safety.
Yes.
And so it was a really good job this week of you're not just just stay on your path. Somebody's going to come across it, and our guys did a really good job of that this week.
Right, and also we opened up and had some very successful passing plays as well. So everything kind of worked.
We did. We ended up, and it seemed like a lot more. But we only ran like 44 plays, and that was it. We only threw 9 passes.
Yeah, right.
And that was, but he was like Easton was 7 for 9, so he's 77% completion percentage.
That's
right. If anything over 50% is great. And the best part was he didn't throw it into traffic. He didn't make any stupid decisions.
No.
And he executed the game plan very well. Receivers ran great routes, and that's the hardest thing in a spread offense is, everyone doesn't get the ball every play. There's no way to do that. You got a lot of mouths to feed, as one coach put it. But our guys did a great job. Even guys that maybe didn't get a lot of touches, they were still running great routes, blocking downfield, and that's been a big point of emphasis for us this season. It's been really good the last 2 weeks.
And let me ask you this. Wolf is sort of a reluctant quarterback in that he really likes the defensive side of the ball. How did he feel about the game? Was he pleased with it?
Well,
offensively,
He had over 300 yards of offense by himself and 4 touchdowns. I think he was all right. Yeah, he did okay. Yeah, but he does, and we'll still use him situationally. With the game plan we had this week, we didn't really need to use him defensively, but there will be times where we need to. But I've also told our defensive coordinator that is limited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess his run is one of the highlights. I haven't seen it.
Yes.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll save the story you need to tell for that highlight. So, okay.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get right to it. We have a number of them. Coach, you sent me a bunch, and you said pick a few. I'm like, I can't choose. I can't. So we're going to watch them all.
Here we go.
So here's the first one.
Little film sesh.
That's right. So, Coach, you can see it right here. We're gonna contain and then come up and finish.
And that's just a good job. Everybody rallying to the ball, everybody running their assignment. And so that, again, that was a big point of emphasis was, so 12 here, that's Zy Barnes. So he knows if the running back pitch man coming his way, he was on a stunt there. So somebody replaced him. It was just, that's just good assignment football and guys rallying. Right there, you look in the frame, there's 9 guys around the ball.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's one of our defensive goals is all 11 to the ball, or what Coach Hub says, 95% in the frame. So 95% of our guys in the frame.
But
And
see,
that was great.
we do have a guy that would Ward Herndon in the booth is the announcer's spotter. Makes it real hard to pick out
It
the
does,
tackler.
yeah, because there's all 9 of them or 11 of them hopefully around the ball.
That's right. That's what you want. You want Ward having a hard time. All right, here's our second clip. Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's that's Caden Cooks.
Yeah,
And
Cooks.
so that's our safeties. They were responsible for the pitch guy. So pitch guy comes motion your way, you run right at him right now, even if he gets the ball or not. That way you're right there for it.
Right. Cooks has had 2 solid games.
Yep.
Look at that. It's form tackle.
Right. He knew his assignment and then executed the fundamentals really well too.
Yeah.
All right. I think our next 2 are brought to you by. We need to get. Remember, Daryl's used to have the nasty bowl.
Yeah. I think it's still there.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
Right. Well, this is the nasty plays here because I believe this is big number 21. That's gonna come over and take care of business.
Yeah. So he's the ball guy. He's the only guy on the field that gets to go to the ball.
Right.
And so he's following things, and this is a rocket toss is what they call it in the flex bone. It's just a straight quarterback reverses up, pitches it. We did a good job of containing there. Ziggy Glenn right there did a great job containing as the corner and kind of forced that back inside, and Cody was right there untouched the whole way.
That's the thing about it. Cody gets the credit, I'm sitting here bragging on it, but it's really that corner and forcing.
Setting the edge and forcing everything back inside. Yep, everybody playing assignment football. It makes it fun.
All right, here's another one. I call this the bug splat. We had to go wide so we could really get a good picture of it.
Yeah, the closing speed right there is what's impressive. Because, if you ever seen Cody just walk around, he looks like a 40-year-old guy. Like, it just looks like a grown man. Yeah. But then the fact that he can close that fast, had a good angle, and then again, you've got the pursuit there that strings that out. Everybody doing their job, keeping their leverage, and makes that play possible for Cody. He did a great job closing right there.
He planted him over there. But once again, it's team defense, everybody doing what they're supposed to. All right, we'll move on to the next one. And that's just
So all of those guys on the front line, their job is the B back.
Right.
And then the outside, the ends guys have the quarterback, and so those guys just ran to their points, ran to their targets, and there was the ball.
Yeah, I'm trying to see who that was that actually got in there and did that.
Yeah, good luck.
I think it was 50. I think it was 54. No, it wasn't 54. It was just so many of them right there. But
you can see there's 9 guys in the frame again right there. Those guys did an incredible job getting to the football.
All right. And we got I think 1 or 2 more. We'll go to the offensive side, which was great. There was one here where I thought our defensive end was going to pick off the pitch. I think that's what's coming up.
Oh no, I think this one is Big Henderson. So he's got a run and start, runs through 3 people.
Oh.
Yeah, he almost picked that one off. That was Caden Cooks again.
Yeah.
Again, running to the pitch guy, and he was so close to picking that thing off. But watch the big nose guard right. He's got a run and start, runs to the center, runs to the fullback.
Oh, yeah.
That's disruption at its finest. That's the definition of make the play disrupted.
Yeah. Shame on me because I was focusing on Cooks, and you got big 35 in there. Just one more time.
He's just a wrecking. Look at this.
Oh.
And that's what throws the pitch off, makes it late, and then everybody's rallying to the football.
Yep.
They get 5 yards, but that guy paid for it.
Yes, he did.
That's one of their bigger gains of the night.
Yeah. All right, this is the fumble. I went wide on this one so we could really see it. But they were driving. Game was still kind of in doubt, and then we get the turnover.
So what's funny on this play is that our corner started to cramp. And so we had to throw somebody in, and so the next guy on the depth chart is Bluford.
Yeah.
Well, he was already pretty tired.
Right.
And so he ran in there, and then he goes in there and does that.
Right.
Fortunately for us, he was tired.
Just yanked it right out.
Yeah. That's what we teach our guys. We do a tackle circuit every day and turnover circuit. It's first guy gets to the ball, secures the tackle. Everybody else is trying to get the football out. And, again, that was just – you can see us do that drill every day. And so it's fun to see it when it works in a game because that also helps you with the kids in practice. Like, hey, see, we did this. That's why we practice it because we can do it in a game.
Yeah. All right, we'll have some defense. I think we're going to go to the offense now here on this one. Yeah, here we go. Oh, here's your carry right here.
Okay.
It's just, and the speed right here.
Yeah, he outruns the team, and we can't really see that's across the field. Is that a 1 or is that an 11? Well, judging from the speed, we decided it must have been a 1.
Y'all didn't. I called it Wolf from the
Yeah.
get-go.
But we weren't
even
sure.
Locke and Ward called
Yeah.
it. Called it.
Right. And then later, he turns so we can see his jersey. Oh, that's 11.
Yeah.
So that is something we started working on this week.
Yeah.
You know, like the Jacksonville game, we didn't really pull the ball a whole lot.
Right.
But
We
this
had the
week we
one,
really,
right? With the one for the
we
touchdown.
got the one, and so this week we really started emphasizing that because we do have really both of our quarterbacks do a really good job of that. But
Yep.
Easton for sure because he does a good job of dropping his shoulders and really selling the run, and Bluford does, and of course they're going to key on him because
Yeah.
if he gets the ball, it's,
Hey.
it's so
Yeah.
dangerous.
Let me do something right quick.
Yeah.
Hey, come over here. We'll make sure you get some food. The center just walked in.
I know. He can get a piece.
And
He
so
get some.
you
There's some
can
chicken
have,
wings right
you
there.
can have wings or chicken, but I want you to put this on and watch. We're doing offensive highlights, and you'll have way more to add than I will here. So let me just get
Yeah.
this to you.
Come on, Big Jamie.
Yeah, come on over. You're going to have to look. You have to watch right here.
You see
on,
it?
on my screen. We turn
You see
this
it?
right here.
Did you shower first?
Well,
Okay, just don't answer that. All right, here
That's
we go.
right. You're going to take the 5th on that one. All right, so here we go. Oh, this is one. I mean, that's right behind Jamie right there, and no touch.
So here's the thing. If you go back to that, when we go back to it again, you've got – so we moved Big Jack into guard this week.
Yes.
And you've got – between Jamie and Big Jack, you got 700 pounds of human flesh moving people.
Right.
And there's just – I don't know anybody else that could take on that double team. I mean, it's just – that's textbook. They got to the linebacker. So you got 2 guys on skates right there, and Bluford doesn't get touched.
That's right. And we talked about during the pancake breakfast how we moved Big Jack back to guard. So, but do you remember that play?
yes, sir, I do.
Here, move this up closer to your mouth. There we go.
Oh,
There,
you go.
perfect.
Okay, there you
So,
go.
what was the play?
Was that mid zone?
That was mid-zone.
Mid-zone, right?
That was the end of the game, and we were just trying to run the
Yeah,
clock out.
yeah.
So I got us in doubles. So here's running the first play we teach our 7th grade. We're going to
Right.
run mid-zone right.
Yeah,
He's
right.
expecting a few-yard gain, and then he pops the thing
Yeah.
off for 60. So
That
was
was actually
exciting.
one of my favorite plays of the game.
yeah, that was a good
No,
one.
that's a
His
good,
textbook.
that's a good play. All right, here's the next one. So again, we're gonna have a couple. This is Cooks. This is going outside. A nice. I want to say we were in a long behind the sticks on that one. Maybe.
Yeah,
I
so
think.
that was a 3rd down call, and it was just the way they were lining up. They were giving us a screen, and we do run a lot of screens out of our trip
Right.
set, but they gave it to us. It was alignment wise, and so we had that called, trying to in our goal there because you're in 4-down territory.
Yeah,
So our goal with that is what we call cut it in half. So we're not expecting to get the 1st down, but we at least want to get half of it back
Right.
so that we have a manageable 4th down, and then from that distance too, Pablo can kick it from there. But he
Right.
ended up just getting the 1st down, makes it a lot easier.
That's right. All right, we'll move on to the next one. I think this is another, just a different deal. Is that the?
That's the same play.
Yep.
Same play, different guy. And that's just a testament to our receivers getting out there and doing their job and blocking. That's something that we drill every day and something that we've emphasized with our guys, and they've really kind of owned that.
All right, and we're going to move on to the next one. Yeah, this is a nice one.
You see that right down there? It's a big block by Brocade and Robinson right there. And we tried to get him the ball a couple of times and weren't able to do it, but he's still out there blocking his tail off.
Yeah.
There's the was it the captain?
The
now?
captain with the-
captain out
with the
there with
big
the
block.
big block. That was what broke him loose into the 2nd level.
Right, and I think we're getting guys. I like you talk about. We're getting guys down the. Look at that! Look at that!
Yeah, it's just not fair sometimes. Yeah,
Shame on you!
and that poor kid is laying under almost 1,000 pounds of people. It's just
Don't you love that though? When you
I
get them on
love
the
it.
skates, baby.
Yes. Put them on the ground. Can't do nothing about it.
All right. Oh gosh, man. That just
there's
makes me
one clip
happy.
I didn't put in there, but when you have Jack and Jamie steamroll the guy. Jamie's getting up and Jack's still laying there, and all you
Yeah.
see is feet and hands sticking out from under Jack.
Right.
Please get up. Please get up.
All right, so here we go. I think this is the pass.
Yep.
Just a beautiful pass, Wolf. Perfect. Right
yeah.
under it. Good pass protection there.
He's almost the best Wolf quarterback I've ever seen on film. Almost.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But go back. We had look at the we have a
Pass
nice
pro is
pocket.
great, nice pocket there, and he does a really good job of getting the ball out fast. You know, that was a hard thing to teach the quarterbacks when I got here was because in the system that they're used to running, it was let the guy get open and then just heave it as far as you can.
Right.
Well, TJ had a really good arm.
Yeah, yeah.
And our guys have good arms, but they're accurate up to a certain point. And so my big deal has always been, hey, and plus being an O-lineman, like hold
Yeah.
the block for 4 or 5 seconds. That's
Yeah.
where you get those holding penalties, and that's where
Yeah,
you wear
yeah.
guys out and get guys rolled up. So ours, everything is on timing, everything's on rhythm. So once you hit that back step, the ball's gone, and let your receiver go be a receiver. And,
Right.
and JK did a really good job right there getting separation and catching the ball.
He did. We got one more here. Yeah, that was a good
That's
hard
just
run.
pure determination right there. He was going to score.
Yep.
He got mad at me because on the first drive, he carried us all the way down the field, and he's getting tired. And I said, hey, we're on the 25, 30. I said, okay, hey, get him out and let Jace get a couple carries. Well, then Jace busts it and goes, and he looks right at me. And I look right back at him at the sidelines, and Blueford's looking at me like, why?
Yep. Exactly.
It happens. You'll be all right.
Right. So, Jamie, we know you like pancakes. What's your favorite pizza?
My favorite pizza, I'd say meat lovers.
Oh yeah.
Boy.
Well, grab you a slice
There's a
right
slice
there.
That's got jalapenos on it, though.
Yep.
Get you some of that.
All right, so that's our film session for the evening. Again, a lot of great plays. We many more we got to choose from, but that's a lot of the good ones.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, and we come back. We'll learn more about what's going on in some of the other sports. This is the Coach Nick Brown Show live here from the Pizzeria, brought to you by Sabine State Bank.
You know that Ace Hardware of East Texas is all the hardware you need, but there's a lot of other things they have too. Fun things for your camping trips. Fun things to wear when you go outside. For the 4th of July barbecue, to the house warming in the fall, to your Christmas shopping and clothes for all year long, it's Ace Hardware, the helpful place of East Texas.
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas. For proven, trusted medical care, you have a choice. Demand Azalea.
Batters Law Firm is proud to be a third-generation law firm serving the injured people of East Texas since 1964. Batters has settled thousands of cases and paid out over $25 million to clients from settlements in the past 2 years. Visit one of their locations for your free, no-appointment consultation and let the Batters team implement their proven approach that incorporates treatment and recovery while maximizing settlements and payouts. Batters Law Firm, serving you in Nacogdoches, Lufkin Center, and Houston. Remember, when it matters, call Batters. 833-BATTERS. 833-BADDERS.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pizzeria. This is the Nick Brown Show. That's Nick Brown sitting next to me, and we just had a special guest from Jamie Jenkins. He walked in at the perfect time while we were starting to do the offensive highlights. I was glad to see him. We talked a little bit about, at the end of every game, who we're going to get for our Center Motor Company Player of the Game. Now, this is picked at the press box. It was hard to ignore all the tackles that Cody Atkinson made. That's who we talked about at the end of the game. But for you, after you looked at game film and you were there in the trenches, who's your rider of the night?
Well, I mean, it was tough because we had 3 guys with over 100 yards rushing. We obviously had had over 600 and something yards of offense, and we're very efficient. But to me, a guy that kind of embodied what we're building here and what we want a Rough Rider to emulate was Caden Nutt. And so Caden Nutt, he had a procedure done at the end of the school year and missed all summer, missed all of fall camp. His first week back was last Monday, so to start practice. And he was a returning starter from last year, and so obviously he's working himself back into shape. He's he's just not in game shape yet, obviously. So this last game was the first game where we could actually use him and get him some game experience. And so our plan was that we discussed with him and that with our athletic trainer, like, hey, we're going to get him a couple of snaps here and there, hopefully get him at least a quarter worth of reps, right?
Right.
Well, in the first quarter, Jesus Vega goes down, gets hit low, and has to go out with a knee. And he's fine, but obviously for a couple. So, anyways, Caden gets in there, and he's in there for almost the rest of the half. And so he got about probably 15 more plays than we ever planned for him to get.
Yeah.
And we get into halftime, and he is just on the Gatorade. You can tell he's visibly just like, oh God. And then coming back out, he had to start the second half too. And he sometimes when you're out and you can't do something, you miss it even more.
Yeah.
And so he's been working his tail off to get back. But, man, he got in there and he graded out just as well as the other guys. You'd have never known that was his first game of the season, really first time in live competition. He missed both scrimmages, missed the first game. And so, to me, Caden Nutt was the rider of the night because he stepped in huge because without him, we don't have a guy, that can step in and do what he can do. And then now we have, more offensive linemen, which is obviously huge for us. But, yeah, I think he's just the way that he did that and still performed and played very well, I think he's definitely a good candidate for rider of the night.
I would think that would be almost a no-brainer from a teacher/coach point of view.
Yeah.
That's great. Of course, we didn't know that. We didn't know the backstory. Now we do. Rider of the night. Anytime we recognize a person like that from any sport or any activity, Center Motor Company brings you that player of the game, or in this case, rider of the night. Our highlights, with our coach talk, that's JBA Financial, but for the Nick Brown Show, our highlights every week are going to be brought to you by an institution very close, dear to my heart, Camp Uwanis, where a better youth arises and the fun never sets. It's a private summer camp between here and Timpson, but they come from all over the state and the country to send their kids there in the summer and in the months of June and July. Grant Gregory is that's part of his family. Matt Gregory married into the family that has run camp since it was opened in 1965. They always watch the games, and they hear the colonel do the halftime analysis, and they're like, can we sponsor the halftime analysis?
Yeah.
Sure. So then what else do you do? So we're going to hear a lot from Camp Uwani here in the coming months.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
We don't have video yet, but we will. So we're glad about that. Rider of the night, we'll be right back with more as we talk a little bit about the other sports going on and a Piney Woods update as well with the other games and teams in the county. We'll be right back.
When you think Center Motor Company, Billy Don, what do you think?
Trucks, and more trucks.
They have pre-owned vehicles.
Yep, and a lot of them's are trucks from all brands, makes, and models. But the Ford trucks, man, they got a fleet of them.
Yes, they do.
Come on down to the corner of Hutcherson and Hurst, Center Motor.
So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center. So what do you get with Sabine State Bank? Steve Waters and his staff, they know you. They know you by name. And they celebrate the successes when they finance your dreams. But Sabine State Bank is also a fully modern bank with 24-hour online access to your accounts and services ranging from teller services to some of banking's more complicated things. Looking for a place to grow? It's Sabine State Bank.
The Friday night lights are shining and we are teaching driving. CDL Training Academy is your resource to a better career. Come and get trained and get tested right here in Henderson, Texas. CDL Training Academy. Visit our Henderson, Texas office or online at cdllearn.com.
Hey everybody, we are back here at the Coach Nick Brown Show, and we have on our blimp line from the Coliseum, Larry Pierce. You're calling the volleyball game in Center.
Yeah, we got the volleyball game here in Center, and we just finished up the second set. Yeah, right now the Lady Riders are up 2-0. They won the first set 25-18, and the second set just finished 25-21.
Okay.
So that's where we are, getting ready to head into the third set. Great match here tonight, but a lot of fun and a lot of good, enthusiastic crowd out tonight.
That's good. Well, I guess so. Even though they won two, they were both competitive games.
Yeah, basically, yeah, it's been a really good one here tonight, and the JV won earlier too. So
great.
See if Center can pull off the third one and win the match, or if St. Augustine can force another one.
All right, Larry, well, we'll let you get back to it. Thanks for calling in.
All right, man, we'll see y'all later.
All right, folks, that's our Pineywood Sports Network summary here.
It's high tech right there.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's good stuff.
That's
I thought
the way
you
it
hold
works.
the phone to your mic.
That's the way it works at ESPN. Just like that.
You don't have it plugged into the sophisticated computer system?
I did today.
Okay.
Just then I did.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was thinking he was going to hold it up to the
Oh,
mic
oh
or
no,
something.
yeah,
Right.
no.
I was pretty
No,
proud of that.
we'll go to the blimp line. We don't have to do that.
That's blimp line. But
Bowes blimp.
we now know how volleyball's doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But how did they – I was at the pep rally, and we released the volleyball girls to go play a match at home Friday. I don't know how that went.
Played Legion Fields 1 and 3 sets.
Okay.
Yeah. So they've been doing really, really well.
Very, very good.
And getting hot right before district play starts. And so they've been doing really well. Coach Hall and Coach G and Coach Mendez have done an incredible job with that volleyball program. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
Coach Hall is new to center.
Yes, sir.
And how did you know her? Or
So that's just the beauty and the magic of the coaching network.
Okay.
And so when in January, before I ever started applying for jobs, I wanted to go do and talked with people who had been doing this for a long time, and kind of like a job shadow deal. Like just get some input, like, hey, I'm about to start getting ready to go do this thing. Like, how did you do it? So I couldn't, close to me, there's a ton of good candidates, but I was very fortunate enough through just past relationships, connections. Coach Joey Florence, who is the AD of Denton ISD, was the head football coach at Denton Ryan in the early 2000s, won a couple state titles there.
Yeah, I remember
and so
that.
he's kind of knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he runs a very large school district athletic program that has 2 recent state champion football programs in basketball, girls basketball. So he does an incredible job. And so I got a chance to meet with him and his assistant athletic director, Dr. Siobhan Kaiser. And so we got a chance to talk one day, and I got a ton of good notes and a ton of good feedback. Well, fast forward, I get the job here, and I reach out to Dr. Kaiser, who's the assistant AD at Denton ISD, and said, hey, I've got to find a rock star girls coordinator, head volleyball coach to come in here and help me build this thing. And she said, I've got the one for you. I was going to hire her for one of our spots, but we couldn't make her teaching field work. And I said, well, send her.
Yeah.
So she, at the time, she was at Abilene High.
Wow.
And drove from Abilene to Center. And we probably talked for 2 or 3 hours that day. And just when she gave me her coaching philosophy stuff, we laid out our program philosophy that we've been building, and it was almost exactly aligned. And so she came in and interviewed and ended up taking the job. That was my first hire here. That was for me, that was the most important thing to go after, was to find someone to help build this program and take on the leadership role in our girls program, and she has done an incredible job.
Well, I wish I had a dime for every coach that has come to us from Abilene.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And I also think that's a goal for you when you, in the future, to have an assistant DA that has doctor in front of their name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dr. Kaiser is amazing. She's still we had an issue come up last week with some volleyball stuff, and Coach Hall and I reached out to her, and she was right there with us. Like, we don't work for Denton ISD; we're far away from there, and she helped us out, and then she's checks in on us, and so she's been an absolute incredible asset to have. Professional. Oh yeah, she's awesome.
That's neat. Well, so that's going well.
Yes.
Tennis played yesterday against Rusk,
and they beat Rusk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty. Yeah.
So yesterday was Kilgore.
Now Kilgore.
Yeah.
I said that because they're red.
Yeah.
And
So,
I walked over
they
in
beat
my
Kilgore
red.
too.
I saw the last 2 points of the Kilgore match, and I'm in red and black.
Well, sure.
Because I'm an idiot.
Because it's Watlington.
Yeah. And
or even own anything red.
yeah, I have that one shirt. That's my one shirt. But I stumbled in. But now Kilgore's a tough out.
Yeah.
And they beat them handily.
Mm-hmm. It was 5-2, right, or something like that.
At one point, and then the final was, I think, the official final was 10-6.
10-6.
But then they went on and finished the other rounds, and it was 15-6. I mean, they just won everything. And that was very encouraging, because Kilgore's good.
Yeah, I think was it Rusk was Friday, correct, or Saturday?
Yeah,
something like that.
That was a district.
That was and so they've been. I mean, of course, like I say, if you're coaching at the place that the course named after you, you better be pretty good. And he's got that program rocking and rolling, and has for a long time, and will into the future.
And then finally, our we looked to the cross country, and
I think they won all divisions, right? Boys, girls, JV, varsity, like they just swept the whole.
I didn't know if they had done that Wednesday, but one of the last 2 they did.
Yeah.
And I had a good time at the pep rally with the guy that's won the last 2.
Yeah.
Not only can he do that, he can play an E flat on the saxophone.
That was great.
So
my girls liked your wig.
Did they?
Yeah, they thought that was awesome. Yeah.
I may look into wearing that to a few occasions.
And with the fedora, it put the icing on it, man. I think it's a good look for you.
Thank you for that.
Well, there's a whole story behind that too.
Yeah. That I found that under the bed. I didn't even know we still had it, and we were getting ready for company. I don't know how long it's been there, but I thought pep rallies tomorrow.
There you go.
Hey, that's going to work.
Works great. Works great.
I think it belonged to an uncle of mine, seriously, in the 80s, and then he gave it to me for Halloween in the 90s, and then boom.
There it is.
And it was stored hermetically sealed under the bed.
Yes,
hermetically sealed under
much care.
That's right. Used to be a lot blonder. Okay.
Wow. All right. Nice.
There you go.
So the bottom line is everything is rock and roll.
Yes.
Football off to a great start, but tennis is doing what it always does. Cross country, the volleyball. Everybody's excited about volleyball.
Yes.
Everybody's excited.
Should be.
It's been awesome.
So. Well, there you go. That's a little bit of about what's going on around the rest of the world. Now, Larry Pierce sent us this.
Oh, so you've got
I have a summary, and then we'll finish the segment with this. Great week. Started our volleyball night, Tuesday night game of the week. Shelbyville Dragons hosted the Lady Bobcats of Gary. Bobcats win 3-2. So that was a pretty competitive one. Let's see. Then Thursday night, game of the week, Rams hosted the Beckville Bearcats, and that's been such a war. In years past, the team that wins in the regular season goes on loses in the playoffs when there's a rematch.
It's hard to beat a team twice.
It is. Rams hosted the Bearcats, big win, 35-16 for Beckville. Waukeens 1-1. They travel to Tenaha on Thursday, and Beckville goes to Harmony on Friday. Then this week, the game of the week, it's Waukeen again, Tenaha and Waukeen. It's a very rare when our county teams play each other. That's kind of neat. They're always playing nearby teams, but it's rare that you get two in county. So Waukeen and Tenaha next week. And then Friday, the Pine Cone Bowl, which I had heard of that, but I thought it was made up. The Pine Cone Bowl between Hemphill and West Sabine. The winner gets a Pine Cone trophy.
Well, that makes
I
sense.
respect that because at Camp Uwani, the winners of the 2-week-long competition all get golden pine cones because we realized that was cheaper than making a trophy. But it caught on.
Sure.
Pine Cone Bowl. So there you go.
Piney Woods, so it makes sense.
That makes perfect sense.
There you go.
So that's what Larry will be up to. He's the busiest man in broadcast, and Mike Chirico maybe. Mike and Larry, one of those two.
That's right.
Well, Herb Street works a lot.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So when we come back, we will. Let's see. What are we going to do when we come back? We're going to look ahead to next week, or this coming game in North DeSoto, where we cross the border and go to Louisiana. We'll be right back.
Folks, this is Marlon Jones. We would like to wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas from
The team at McAdams Propane is committed to fueling generations of East Texans, and the work Billy Bob and Lisa McAdams started is growing under Josh's leadership. What began in Center has grown into Livingston and Marshall, Henderson and Carthage. For propane, it's McAdams.
One of the things that Scott Watson was passionate about was staying up to date. He wanted his facility to be comfortable, but not comfortable like you remembered it growing up. From the lobby to the spacious and modern chapel, Watson & Sons never stops getting better. The Watsons, their family serving yours.
Everybody, welcome back. Chris Walton is out socializing with folks.
He knows everybody.
He does.
He's either taught them or...
You're right. He taught them or taught their parent.
Right.
I'm back.
That's right. So it's time.
Taught their parent.
Right. Up next, what I've called the Sabine River Showdown as we go across the river and to play the North DeSoto Griffins. So, I mean, any number of interesting things. Like we're we're talking about before. It's out of the state, but it's the shortest travel.
It's the closest travel, yeah.
That we'll make.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously an excellent football team, and they're the Griffins, which is it's not a bulldog or
I don't see
or
how
an
we're
eagle.
could possibly lose because they're mythological.
Yeah,
they don't really exist.
Yeah.
So even if we do lose, we'll just claim.
So
yeah, we didn't lose.
Right. So in the past, we've played this team. This will be our fourth time, and I mean their offense is tempo. Try to maximize the number of plays, get to the line of scrimmage. I'm assuming that's not going to change.
No, and so and that's one thing it's hard to tell on film, but with their film, you can tell, and so that's something too that in practice you cannot simulate another team's tempo efficiently. Like we do the best we can. Like today, I ran the offensive scout book for the defense, and so and we were hurrying and going, and basically I was just calling our offense as fast as we could. And so, with that, you have to have certain calls. Like you're not always going to be able to call in a defense. And so you have to have, a tempo check that if nothing gets called, you call this. And so that's been something that's probably been the more difficult thing. I thought it was going to be difficult to prepare the kids for the flex bone, but they picked that up really quick. But you're not going to be prepared for the tempo until you get into it and get the feel of the game.
It's also, strangely, a rivalry game. Last year, when we started the season, we were at Meet the Riders last season, and I interviewed all the seniors. And one of my stock questions was, besides Carthage, who's the biggest rival? There were several answers, but easily more than half of the 20 seniors said North DeSoto. And 3 or 4 of them said Carthage, North DeSoto more than Carthage.
Yeah.
And I went, wow. Said it only takes a little while to establish a rivalry if the games go right.
And I think because it's been such a tight game and it's been back and forth, like they've won, we've won, like it's been a back and forth type deal, which is kind of what you want in a rivalry. Like,
sure.
To call the A&M and Texas a rivalry is really not fair.
No.
I know when I was in high school, Pilot Point is 7 miles up the road from us, and when I was in high school, like that was the big rivalry. We were in the same district as Aubrey Pilot Point. Well, it really wasn't a rivalry because we could play for the next 50 years, and we could win them all, and they'd still be ahead of us in the total, win-loss. You know what I mean? And so but it's nice when it goes, when it's back and forth, and it's kind of like Bedlam.
Yeah.
Like you never know who's going to win. Crazy things happen. That's right. And I've actually watched the last 2 years games with North DeSoto, and it's always a great game.
And then I think maybe besides that, the other headline is rules are different. There's no UIL in Louisiana.
And so that's the biggest difference is, and that's what, we've spent a lot, like practice today ran a little long because we were going over the special teams rules that are different, right? Because Texas, we follow the NCAA football rules, and it's governed through UIL. Louisiana has their own version of UIL, but they follow the National Federation of High Schools football rules.
Really?
And so they're pulling rules from two different places, and it's like that all over the some, like California, Texas, Florida follow NCAA. Most other states follow NFHS rules.
Really?
And so, and then their individual states kind of determine how or what they'll govern and how they'll do those things. And so anytime you have a cross-state, because I know last year when they came here in Louisiana, you can hit the snapper on a field goal or a punt.
Right, yeah.
And so they had their block, they would run through the snapper. Well, they get a 15-yard penalty, and everybody's going crazy because they don't understand that that's a rule.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, we're going to go play there, and if they hit our snapper, our fans are going to go bananas because you can't touch that. Well, you can because we're in Louisiana, so we play by their rules.
Right.
So there's actually working on putting together a side-by-side to put out
on
social media. On social media. So, hey, these are the Texas rules that are different. From the biggest ones are in special teams.
Yeah. The wedge, right? Can they still wedge
do
it?
the wedge on kickoffs, and so there's different rules like that. And two, like if the temperature reaches a certain level, Louisiana rules is every 15 minutes there's a water break.
Yeah, that's right. I remember.
Yeah, and so there's just different little intricacies in the game like that. It's still football, but there are some things that are different from Texas to Louisiana, and so but. For the most part, the field is still the same width across. The hash marks are the same. The numbers. That's what. Excuse me. Chris Smith, our band director, texts me, goes, "Hey, are the hashes the same in Louisiana?" I said, "'Cause that's a big deal with the marching stuff,
Big deal.
And I said, "Yes, sir. That's all the same." And it really is just rules and interpretation. And sometimes penalties are marked off differently. Like sometimes a 10-yard penalty in Texas may only be a 5-yard penalty or not a penalty. in Louisiana. And so those are the things we've been going over with the kids so that you don't get the blow up like, what, that's not, and it is.
They're cheating.
Yeah, exactly. They're trying, and refs are cheating us. That's not, they're not. They're calling it by the rules.
Right.
Yeah.
But the hash mark thing's crazy because there have been individual stadiums that the hash marks are not either back when you painted them. And it was a real feel, and
it's brought back some PTSD. Field painting is the worst.
Yeah, I guess so. And you miss it a little bit, and for a band, that's
their mark.
That can be a train wreck.
Yeah, especially when you're used to practicing on turf and stuff like that.
I'd forgotten that. That's funny that he would ask.
Well,
but
looking at the film, do they do anything different, or is it going to be, or is it still going to be the?
Well, Coach Dunn's been there for several years, and he's always done a great job. He was at Evangel out of Shreveport before that, and built that program into a powerhouse. And so he's used to doing what he does.
Right.
And so offensively, defensively, they're going to be very sound, very well coached. But not a lot has changed as far as scheme and what they do. They just keep reloading guys.
Yeah.
And another weird thing for people when you get there, they're going to have like 100 kids suited out.
Yes.
Because Louisiana rules are different. In Texas, you can play one night of the week. Like most states around, like Oklahoma has this rule too. Like you get 6 quarters.
Right.
So like you may have a JV kid that's kind of a tweener. He can play for a half in the JV and then play the whole game on varsity.
Right.
So they measure playing time by quarters, not games.
Okay.
So they're going to suit out. Like he sent me his roster. We exchange rosters every week with coaches so we can put on the scouting report. And I sent ours, 46 kids on it, which I think is for our size school is pretty great. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
He sends me his, and it's 3 full columns of kids, 0 through 99.
Oh yeah,
okay,
we've seen that. Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
oh my gosh. So good luck finding their names when y'all are doing.
And that is a little bit intimidating to see all those kids there. But I hope their team and their fans are there when our buses roll in.
Yeah,
because they don't. I don't think their band travels.
Right.
No.
And ours does, and there will be 15 buses. It looks like an invasion fleet.
It does.
But I don't know that we'll march because that was
true.
That was another thing that got people kind of hot.
15
because they were not going to let us march.
Yeah.
And so the half times are different there, and usually. I know they're the visiting marching band cheerleaders and like our shepherd, like their dance teams don't perform.
Right.
But I did get an email from their principal, campus stuff, and he just said to contact the band about performance stuff. So I'm not sure if they are.
Right.
We're going to confirm that
Yeah.
tomorrow. We got a little meeting set up to kind of confirm because
we may just do the twirlers. We may just do something.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. We got other things to we're got other things to worry about.
Yeah, that's important. I want the band to get to perform.
Right.
And so that's the thing about being the AD head coach. Yeah, so you got all that stuff. So I'm getting cheer texting me, chaparrals texting me. The band directors like I'll ask. I'll ask. Right. So
that's tough being the guy in charge.
Congratulations, coach.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's what I signed up for.
That's right.
So yeah, but again, like that's the whole point of the football game. Like yes, it's a football game, and yes. That's why everyone's gathered, but there's so many more moving parts to it that some of those parents are there to watch their kid march.
Absolutely.
Some parents are there to watch their kid cheer. You know what I mean?
And there are a lot of kids that are in high school and successful because of those other things.
Exactly.
So
it all works together.
It's all very important.
It's all part of the game experience. It's all part of the performance aspect of it, and so it's all a huge deal. So I have asked those questions, like, hey man, just making sure our band march is how does that look?
Yep.
Sure.
So we'll have it all ironed out.
Yep. And so obviously we want the victory. We want to continue your win streak
because you are the only undefeated coach in Center's history.
I don't think so.
We've had a lot of undefeated coaches, but they're not anymore. You're the only remaining
right here. I'm the only one here currently.
Right.
Yeah, we are the only team in Shelby County that's 2-0.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you throw that out there.
I mean, even the greatest coach eventually lost one. You haven't yet. You're in elite company.
Yeah,
that's right.
I am 1,000% win percentage right now. That's right, after 2 games.
So we obviously want to do that. We want to come out injury-free. But short of, other than that, what are you looking to build on?
Right.
I mean, because we played so well Friday night. I mean, what are you looking? What are you looking to say? This is what I want to accomplish.
Well, I always had a coach tell me that it's never as good as you think it was, and it's never as bad as you think it was.
Right.
So as productive and as well as we executed Friday night, there's still some things we want to work on. We want to keep building consistency in our passing game, obviously, because you're going to run into a team that you can't just run over them. Right. And those games are fun and it's awesome, but there is going to be a point in time when you are going to have to sling the ball around a little bit, and so that's something that we're putting a big emphasis on this week. Is improving our consistency in our passing game, installing more of it to give ourselves more route combinations and keep things moving in that direction. This is what I told our kids, and it's because when I can draw on the board and I can draw you 100 plays that would work against the defense. That's great. but can we execute them? Can we run them? How much time do we have to spend on practicing them? And so everything's constantly building. Like, the first game, we didn't do a lot of variations of our run game. We ran our very vanilla run package. This past week, we had about 6 different variations off of our zone. We had 4 or 5 different variations of power and counter, and so we were able to build on what we were successful with in week 1. And then this week, we've added some more different variations to kind of disguise and protect our run game.
So it's like a Neapolitan.
Yeah, it's like a sundae. You start with this, and then you add stuff to it later.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, it's one of my favorite games. Getting them coming, and even better, us going over there because it's a cultural celebration as well as a football game.
Well, it's fun for the kids too because they get to experience Friday Night Lights in another place.
Right.
And a lot of teams, I think there's only four interstate games this year, and we're one of them.
Really?
And so that's a fun deal to be able to say that.
Great stat.
And so that's something that's we take a lot of pride in. And obviously, then you have the added. Hey, you're representing the whole state of Texas, and you can't go over to Louisiana and lose over there. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of fun. The kids are hyped up about it. We've had 2 really good days of practice, and so I'm excited to get over there and see it.
Ray Jones Chevrolet is our sponsor tonight. If you don't have the truck or car you need to travel across the border, go see Michael and Marlon. They also bring us our keys to the game, and every time we get a first down, it's a Ray Jones first down. So obviously they are big fans over there. Both Michael and Marlon are former center students, and they say, go Riders. But it's also we need to make sure that you understand that they are a fine place to do business as well. Our sponsor of the night, Ray Jones Chevrolet. All right, well, Coach, thanks for being with us.
Sir.
When we come back, we'll wrap it up and tell you what the broadcast schedule is. But we'll stick around. We'll wrap it up when we come back.
Hey, y'all got a dirty truck.
Well, then take it to Joe's Car Spa for a spa day.
At Joe's, they make 'em shine.
And they're standing by to work with the community.
They was elected best of Shelby County this year, and it's called Joe's, but it probably ought to be called Reed since Reed Grant owns it.
So, Billy Don, when it's time for your car or truck to have a spa day, where do you take it?
I don't know where.
What's that old State Farm slogan, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there? Well, that could not be a better description than Chris Mayfield of Mayfield State Farm. Since he came to town close to 20 years ago now, he has been the quintessential good neighbor. It's the same thing true of his insurance agency, Chris Mayfield State Farm.
So what do you get with Sabine State Bank? Well, Steve Waters and his staff, they know you. They know you by name. And they celebrate the successes when they finance your dreams. But Sabine State Bank is also a fully modern bank with 24-hour online access to your accounts and services ranging from teller services to some of banking's more complicated things. Looking for a place to grow? It's Sabine State Bank.
All right, buddy, welcome back. It's our final segment. We find out what's going on this week.
Kind of already highlighted what our buddy Larry's doing, but I think yesterday he was in. Where was he yesterday for the coaches show?
I'm not. He was going to West Sabine.
Sabine,
but I don't think that happened. I think something came up.
Yeah. Whatever the case, he's doing a really good thing. He's taken. Last year we would bring the coaches here to the pizzeria. And a lot of times they had trouble doing that on practice night. So he said, all right.
He's taking the show on the road.
Take it to you, and it's really responded. As viewership has been enthusiastic.
Just Coach Wallace with Shelbyville, normally at Plates of Grace. It's Coach Jones and Joaquin over at Bites and Brews.
Yep.
So he's making a culinary tour of Shelby County.
A culinary tour of the county and surrounding areas. So that will be coming on Monday night. Of next week. Tonight he was at a volleyball game, and next week he's going to be, I believe, center is going to play at Timpson. So 2 center games in a row. Next Tuesday he'll be at Timpson. But for football, Thursday it's Joaquin versus Tenaha, yes?
I believe so.
That's it, Joaquin and Tenaha. And then Friday night is the Pinecone Bowl, where he will be with Hemphill and West Sabine. Winner gets the Pinecone Trophy. Tell us where we'll be in case you just tuned in.
We will be in Stonewall, Texas for, what's that?
Stonewall
Not Stonewall, Texas. Stonewall, Louisiana.
Yeah,
Sorry.
right.
We'll be in Stonewall, Louisiana for the Sabine River Showdown as we take on the North DeSoto Griffins.
And to do that, we will cross the Sabine River.
We will cross the Sabine River into Louisiana.
On our mythological beast. It's one of my favorite games because of just what he was talking about. The culture experience. We'll be representing the state of Texas as I think the only interstate game that week. So it's Center versus Louisiana. I look forward to it, man.
Me too.
So on behalf of Sabine State Bank and the gracious hospitality here at Pizzeria, Chris Watlington, Stephen Shires.
Don't forget the wings. They're really good.
That's right. They have things other than pizza at the pizzeria, so be careful and catch on to that. We will see you Friday night at 7 o'clock for the pregame show.
So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center.